Hello everyone, today we're gonna do
camber plates. Where is it? There you go. Camber plates. Because on European cars, the stock camber does not go past -2, and for track, you need a bit more. So ideally, if you want to do street and track, the best of both worlds, you're looking at -2.5 or -2.8 in the front, but stock, it only goes up to -2. With these camber plates, in addition to, these are from Millway, pretty good, you know, setup. Anyways, so with these, you can go all the way up to -3.5, and I think 3.8. And I chose these because instead of, once you put it on, instead of having trouble putting a hex bolt in here and trying to fiddle with it with the limited space you have, these use your actual mounting bolts for your strut, and that's how you actually adjust camber. So you actually loosen your strut mount and then slide it over, and then you, or this way, and then you torque these back down to 30. Do not go over 30. You will break the backing plate. And I know a lot of people saying, oh, Millway had some braking boosts. That's because you don't listen to instructions, okay? It's 30 Newton meters. Do not go over it. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and install the left side, get it all done, and then when Kevin shows up, because he's learning with you guys, he's gonna go and install the passenger side. So I'm gonna do the driver's side, get it all buttoned up, everything set. I will record some step-by-step instructions how to do it. And then for this, we will just do an overall documentation of how to do it, because this will be Kevin's first time working on it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Also, you can't do this on a jack, on the floor. We have access to a lift, so we're just gonna make it easier. And we're absolutely going to do the lazy way. So what we're gonna do is loosen this once we get started, and then use a jack to support it, and then just slowly lower it down and get rid of all these bolts. Now, since it's a BMW, it requires you to get brand new hardware. Sometimes your car's brand new, you don't really need brand new hardware. As soon as I find it, I'll let you guys show you. It's somewhere in here. Anyways, all right, here it is. So these are brand new strut mounting bolts. I'm replacing them, and then these are the strut nuts for holding the strut in. So this is aluminum, I believe, and these are all torque to yield bolts, which means that they're technically one-time use, but with these, you actually could just apply a little bit of blue Loctite on them, and you should be able to reuse it. I just decided to get new ones. You don't have to. These you can also reuse. I reused mine when I originally lowered it, because when I lowered it, it only had like 3,000 miles on there, so I didn't think it was a big issue. But since I'm gonna do it one time only, and I'm hopefully never gonna do it again, as I just get new ones. They're relatively cheap, but you could probably just reuse them or blue Loctite them and it'll be fine. I think that's about it. So European cars, right? Let's get started. Also, it helps if you have one of these jack stands that has a little rubber pad, and then you want to put it under the brake right here. You don't want to put it on the resting on the shield. You want to put it on the brake. And because it's a BMW, what you want to do is be able to have some specialty tools. The first one is a socket that allows you to put another wrench in there, so you could hold on to the strut, keep it from spinning, and then torquing and loosening it down. So this is a special you need. You could probably impact it. I'd rather you not. And you also need some specialty E-torques, because BMW in European cars use these E-torques.
And one last thing before we start the install. This is something you probably want to do at the same time you lower your car, or if you're installing coilovers, because otherwise you do it twice.
Oh, I also forgot, you need one of these trim panel removing thingies with the prongs. You can use a screwdriver too, but I'm just using these. So your first step is actually to take off all these plastic clips. So just a quick look. Let me put this back in. All you do is stick this in here, easy. Stick this in here, pop it out, and then stick this underneath and pop it out. That's it. So when you pull this out, there's this clamped underneath here, so when you pull it, just be careful to slide it out. And that's it. There is this cable, just pop it out as carefully as you can, like so. Yeah, so this cable is mounted here, right? All you do is pop it out. Oh, all you do is pop it out, that's it. And then you turn this sideways, pull it back, and there you go. Next thing you have to be careful about is your EDC if you still want to keep it. So this is easy, you just move it out the way, and then all you do is pull it out gently, and then there is, I don't know if you can see it, if you look underneath, there is your EDC right there. What you want to do is gently grip that, not this thing, not this, grip this, and what you want to do is gently pull it out, like so. Be very careful, you do not want to break that, because if you do, basically order a new one. So the Millway one, as you can see, uses these bolts to adjust it. So this will be 0 camber, and this will be max out camber. And another tool I totally forgot to mention is you want like this offset 10mm. I got the multi one. Focus, 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 focus. I got the multi one. You can get a hex one, but multi one works. You're not actually turning this thing, you're turning this. It goes in like that. Then you hold the 10mm here. What you want to do is just hold it, and then you turn that. Yeah. So let's start the assembly. So what you want to do is get a Torx and start taking that out. And there's also a height adjust sensor right there. Right there. My hand's blocking it right there. You do not want to forget that that's there. That is very important. If you break it, you will need to buy another one. So please, 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 please be careful. The easiest way to deal with this is not to touch the plastic part, is to touch the metal part down here. Right there. So this is metal, much easier to deal with than plastic up here. You can do plastic, but I'm gonna do metal, it's just easier. And this is only on the left side. The right side does not have one. I should mention you also need a T30. Just come here and loosen this. It's also Loctited. So make sure you have some Loctite on hand to tighten that down. So this is gonna be very hard to see, and I can't get a camera in there. So it is a 16mm and a 30 Torx. So a couple ways you can do this. One, you can go ahead and stick a Torx in here, like so, and then use a open wrench and turn it. Or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just break it loose with a socket. Alright, so now that I broke it loose, I'm gonna go ahead and take a 16 open in here. If I turn it, you can see that that thing is turning. So what you want to do is stick a Torx in here. Now you can loosen it up. Again, it's pretty hard with the camera here, but I will try my best. So this originally was like so. That. All you want to do is just take it out, make sure it's not caught, and you kind of just lay it out the way. This is the bolt. What I like to do is just put the bolt back where it is, so I know where it is. Same with this bolt that I removed earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in there, just so I don't lose it and I always know where it is. The next step is, depending on how you want to do it, you could take the bolt off, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all these off. You want to just turn them left, and it comes off like that. They're all rubber, so don't be afraid to get a little aggressive on them. All you want to do is just make sure that they are detached, just for more dangling. I don't know if you saw that. There's also one back there. Just move this out the way. Out the way. Like that. You'll feel for it. You just want to move all these to give them as much room as you can, like so. And then there's also the brake one. This is my stainless steel brake line. So with all that loose, you should be good to go. Oh, I forgot the one in the back. So when you pull on them, what's a good example here? You don't want to just directly yank on one way. You want to put weight here and here and kind of turn them and wiggle them out. They are rubber. Since this is a newer car, they're not as worn out and brittle, so they got a little more space. So you can see there's a lot more space here. You can take this bolt off of this thing. Where is it? Let me show you. Alright, so there's the bolt right there. Now if you were taking this completely off, then yeah, it makes sense to loosen this because it's bolted onto the back as well. There's a nut here and it goes through. So if you're taking this off, just unbolt that, push out the way, it'll be fine. This is a knot. I'm just trying to give myself as much room as I can. You see everything's loose, everything got room to play around and hang around, you know, here and there. This isn't even attached. You just want to move this out the way. Make sure the sensors are all out the way. Give it as much room as you can. I might even pull this out just for more room actually. The same with everything. You want to do is put both hands here, have more weight, and then you just want to do like that. And lastly, you don't want to forget your height sensor. It is a 10mm. And as always, you want to put the screw or nut, whatever, back on, just so you don't lose it. So that's tucked out the way. One last double check, everything's loose. Nothing else connecting to the bottom. There's a lot of space to yank on it and a lot of room for it to dangle. Such, then you're ready to lower it. What you want to do is actually center it a little bit, make sure it doesn't hit your caliper, and then just jack it up a little bit, just enough to take the pressure off. Now you can go ahead and remove it. So what you want to do is take your specialty tool. You want to get an adapter, put it in here. That's it. And then with this specialty tool, you want to hold on to it. This is not to turn. Do not turn this, only turn that. All you want to do is hold on, make sure this does not move. There you go. And then that's it. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to keep turning and then put that back down and turn again and turn again. So after what feels like turning for an eternity, ta-da! This is still a relatively new nut. It's still, focus. This is still a brand new car and it's only got 10,000 something miles on it. So I could reuse this, but I'm gonna just replace it. Up to you if you want to reuse it. BMW recommends getting a new one. I would just follow their recommendation unless you got very little miles, in which case you can reuse this. You probably could just put Loctite on there, but I'm just gonna not reuse it. Now keep in mind, because you took that nut off, there is tremendous pressure on the springs. So what you want to do is very slowly lower your jack, and it should come out. You know, stop every occasion in a while, make sure nothing's caught, everything's loose, everything's good to go, and then continue lowering. You might have more trouble than I do because I already had lowered my springs, are lowered, so chances are it'll be more difficult for you because if you're on stock springs, you might have to lower it more. So as you saw earlier, the spring is completely loose, there's no more tension on it. You don't actually have to take off your strut brace. You should just be able to take one off. Alright, so all of it's loose. All I gotta do is now pull it down and get it out of the way. You might have to lower your jack a little bit more, gently of course. That should be enough. Ta-da! That took a little finessing, but got it out. So this is the stock one.
And this is the Millway one. I almost said Miltech. So this is how it's gonna look. What you need from the stock one. So this is the Millway one. Okay, and this is the stock one. So what you need from the stock one is this rubber seal. This entire thing. So because you can see how it turns, that's to keep it from binding. So the easiest way to do it is to stick a screwdriver flathead and pry it out. But sometimes if you get lucky and your car's new, you can just push it out like that. That's it. And then all you do is let's put it down. Take it to the back side and put it on. So there's it. There it is. And this is how it looks normal. Then you can see camber is going. This is positive. This is negative. Right? So you can see how if it's tucked in and you want to put a screw in there, how hard it is, or Allen key, how hard it is to actually get in there and adjust based on how small this opening is. And not to mention when you put your EDC, if you're running it, which I am, it's even more difficult. So you have to unplug this every single time you want to adjust the camber. It's just easier if you just use these bolts, then you never have to move that at all. So this is, I did something off camera, it's gonna be difficult. What you basically want to do is lower the shocks a little bit more, and then make sure that when you jack it up, that goes straight through the middle, right? So you could adjust it back and forth, and you want to make sure that the spring perch is actually, I don't think you can see from here, but that it's actually sitting properly. And you'll know because when you put it here, it should be sitting properly, and you can move back and forth like this. That's how you adjust camber, right? And this is max camber settings. As you can see, nothing's really hitting. It's not touching anything. The spring isn't hitting anything at all. So right now what I'm gonna do is tighten this bolt down, torque it to factory specs, and then adjust the camber settings, and then put everything back together. According to the manual instructions, it's no more than 30 Newton meters. Leave it there. And that's it. For the top part, you just button everything up, but you want to go down, make sure you put everything back in. So down here, you want to put everything back in together, and then this side is done. Besides the top part, putting it together, and then Kevin will do the other side, and I'll film him doing it. Okay, so this side is officially done. On the bottom, I put everything back in the right area. Everything's hooked on. There's nothing loose, nothing's in the way, and therefore that's when you could drop your jack. Cool. And now Kevin's gonna do the other side. Kevin's here. So right now,
I'm working on the beamer, man. We're just trying to work on the beamer. Let's see how this goes.
So I'm gonna walk him through what I just did on that side.
And then we have to disconnect this, right?
Yeah. So you want to pull that out with a little cuppy hole.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Why is it so fucking tight? Okay,
yeah,
I see.
so that's out the way now, and then all you gotta do is just pop this cover off. But when you yank the cover off, be careful you don't want to yank the EDC out. There you go.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
So you grab that and then pull straight up.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, that for that? Is that for the computer adjustment of the dampening?
Yeah. And now you gotta start unplugging everything underneath there. Or whatever the thing is. Good plan to put everything back the way they were.
Oh my god, I hate this part. Oh my lord, I have to get in a certain angle for this. I bet you, no, you watch the raw footage, that took 15 minutes. Anyways.
The BMW actually recommends a different tool. I got that off Amazon.
This is, dude, this is my first time seeing a tool like this that has a gap like that.
And then make sure it doesn't strip, and then turn.
Okay, I see.
There we go.
So.
And then now you gotta take that out. Take this, and spin it around, and then do it again.
You serious?
Yeah. I'm not kidding. Now you gotta do it again, because it's gonna keep spinning.
Wait, you guys have to use a special nut? What the hell? Okay.
Hey, you got it out.
See, this is why I don't own a freaking Euro car, okay? I'm just glad I don't.
Well, I already have lowering springs, so the good news is that it probably doesn't have to go down that much. Grab the spring and move it, see if it moves. Okay, then it's already off tension. Now we gotta take these 4 off, and then the top part would come off.
It will be much more simpler if it was just a regular like 10mm socket.
Well, where's the fun in that? And guess what? You throw those bolts away because you're not supposed to use them again.
This?
Yeah, it's one time you torque the yield bolts. Same with the brake calipers. Every time you do a brake caliper, you gotta put new bolts on. Even though it's fine, but they recommend new ones.
How far do you have to keep dropping this?
Is it not coming out?
Okay, there you go.
Got it. Yeah.
I was so thrown off by this part.
Yeah, that's it. So now you just have to pop the whole thing off. Kevin's gently prying it out. There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and then you just stick that onto here.
Oh. Do we have to put any grease or no?
No.
Yeah.
Just put it in. And then that's it. You know, we can sandwich it and it'll be fine. You gotta turn it to right a little bit. The other way. There you go.
I was gonna tell you do that hole too.
And he's back with the special bolt. So you can start off with just using that until it stops turning.
I'm gonna hear the click, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There you
go.
go. Okay. I was like waiting for it. I was like, where the fuck is it?
I kind of want a digital ones because then you can actually see that the numbers change. Still going, fellas. Still going. So if you have one of these things, this no longer works because it's no longer OEM. You just pull that rubber piece back.
Dude, how the hell?
This is in as much as you can because it no longer fits the stock one. You push it in. Make sure the wire sits properly.
Yeah, that's good.
And then ta-da, that's it. So, how's it feel working on a European car? Wasn't too bad, right?
Yeah. No words.
Oh.
No comments. Something so simple requires so much weird tools.
Everything else is just buttoning, you know, put the wheels back on and everything. But that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's Kevin's first time. And then
Don't ever get a BMW. Don't. Just dude, like, can you imagine if you're missing a socket and you have to go to the parts store and you have to be like, hey, I have a BMW. You're like, oh, okay, we have to do a special order.
That's why you come prepared. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you don't want to do this job, let us know. We'll take care of you. Kevin will lovely take care of you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, see you next time.